Most standard business intelligence dashboards do one thing well. They report the news. You log in, see what happened last quarter, and move on. But modern enterprise planning requires you to make the news. You need to write data, adjust forecasts, and run scenarios directly from your screen. It is the difference between looking at a static snapshot of your operations and turning that dormant data into a moving, operational force. Mapping that energy to specific financial logic requires a rigorous technical roadmap. SAP Plans provides that framework, serving as the FP&A companion that guides you through the complex engineering required to achieve these business outcomes. Right now, you face a very specific choice in SAC. Do you rely on standard drag-and-drop stories, or do you take the leap into building custom analytic applications using JavaScript? The right answer depends entirely on your role. FP&A analysts optimize for outcomes. BI developers optimize for execution speed. Enterprise architects optimize for scale. Writing JavaScript in SAC is never about making a dashboard look prettier. It is a severe pivot away from basic reporting and directly into rigorous software engineering. When you cross that line into custom code, you permanently alter the skills your team needs. You introduce long-term maintenance debt. Ultimately, this single architectural choice dictates the return on investment for your entire platform. Think about how users actually navigate a financial plan. Standard dashboards force them through static tabs, but what you really want is a guided, dynamic workflow that adapts to their inputs. This matrix shows how paths diverge. Left, standard BI features provide basic navigation. Right, JavaScript provides building blocks for custom wizards and specialized controls. Dynamic visibility builds a guided planning cockpit, keeping users focused. The trade-off? State management. Developers must manually code every step and error. That complexity scales up quickly when you look at data filtering. FP&A workflows demand instant, highly specific data manipulation based strictly on the user's role in the organization. You are asking the system to take complex data sources and instantly align them to one specific viewer, snapping everything perfectly into place upon login. To pull that off, you have to use data source APIs. These scripts allow you to build custom fiscal calendar filters and generate tailored product line views on the fly. Here is a flowchart mapping that relationship. If you hard-code your business logic directly into the user interface layer, you expose the entire application to massive risk. If the underlying data model updates, say you change a single hierarchy, those hard-coded logic pathways will immediately break. Achieving that hyper-tailored, responsive user experience sacrifices structural flexibility. Your dashboard becomes highly sensitive and sometimes fragile to any changes in the underlying data model. The stakes get even higher when you shift from just viewing financial data to executing financial transactions right there on the screen. This chart plots development effort against business impact. Standard BI features like basic top-N analysis or simple charting sit in the low-effort, low-impact quadrant. But complex forecasting requires data actions and version APIs, sitting squarely in the high-effort, high-impact zone. These tools are powerful. They enable one-click rolling forecasts, instant data locking for period close, and automated budget allocations across departments. However, programming these triggers requires a developer to possess deep FP&A domain knowledge alongside their technical skills. Without that financial context, code can easily execute incorrect accounting logic. Because these scripts write data directly back to the planning model, a flawed line of code does not just temporarily break a dashboard, it risks permanently corrupting your public and private enterprise data versions. Then there's the challenge of scale. You have to process massive enterprise datasets, like global workforce planning, without crashing the user's browser. Getting this right feels like a massive weight moving with smooth, unstoppable momentum. The application handles the load without the user ever feeling the friction. To achieve that performance, architectural patterns like lazy loading and result set optimization become non-negotiable. You have to control exactly how and when data enters the application. The quick build mentality of standard dashboarding must be abandoned immediately once you utilize JavaScript APIs. You must adopt strict new requirements, modular utility libraries, role-based row-level security, and centralized code repositories to manage the complexity. Without rigorous enterprise architecture and a dedicated architect to oversee it, the mounting maintenance debt of a custom JavaScript application will quickly erase its initial business value. So how do you decide which path your organization must take? Let's map out the framework. This decision tree starts with one core question. Is your goal passive reporting or active data entry? For BI developers focused on visual reporting, stay in the standard lanes. Build a standard BI story. The technical tax of JavaScript is simply not worth the ROI for straightforward analysis. For FP&A consultants, if your goal involves driver-based planning or approval workflows, the investment in custom application design is non-negotiable. You need JavaScript. And for enterprise architects, your mandate is clear. You must treat these applications as custom enterprise software from day one, enforcing strict security and architectural standards. Ultimately, JavaScript and SAC allows you to transition from simply viewing financial data to actively manipulating it in real time. When done correctly, the end result is a perfect, intentional calibration between the user's needs and the system's capabilities. The best dashboard design isn't about deploying the most complex code you can manage. It is about choosing the precise level of engineering required to secure your specific business outcome.